Welcome to our club. See, I mean, that's our logo there, the Lions logo. We're a fully chartered club, and note the infinity rainbow as part of our logo there. Obviously, we start with the housekeeping. I mean, it seems like you're all on mute, so it's probably a good idea if you're not to place yourself on mute during the presentation, because questions will be asked at the end of the presentation, and obviously don't forget to unmute yourself then. And as always, don't panic and enjoy the show. So yeah, the topic of discussion is basically asking and answering a series of questions. And what you can see in the background is just some of the activities that we did over the last 2 years of this club's life. I mean, and some of the people and faces that were involved. I mean, you can see some wonderful art there from the charter night and a little store. We did the Pokemon Go tournament. Elvio, who you all met, and Christine there at our charter night again. And earlier in the right-hand corner, our treasurer there doing the sausages at Plumtree, and Autism Awareness Day, which I believe there was an MP from Parramatta in attendance there. And I can see our DG, our previous district governor, Derek Majorison there, and right in the middle is Amy Forbes, our service chairperson and art director, who I don't believe is with us here tonight. But anyway, so here's the overview of our talk here. So I'll be asking and answering a series of questions, as I said. You know, what is Lions? What is the Sydney Autism Community Lions Club? Why do we exist? What are our plans? How can you help us? And how can we help you? So obviously here's a nicer photo of me here. I mean, Zoom is a bit blurry here. I am the president-elect of this club. I take office from July 1st. I'm a software developer by trade, work for a ASX 100 company called WiseTech Global. We write software for the freight and logistics industry, and there was quite a flattering article about us today by the AFR, you know, because we're all working from home and there are no retrenchments, which is pretty great, you know. And yes, I'm also a proud autistic person. I mean, I can just show you here. Like, here's you might have seen this from earlier tonight. I mean, this is I marched in the Mardi Gras this year under the autistic banner. So that's how proud I am of my autistic identity. So yeah, first of all, what is Lions? I mean, probably half of you here already know what that is, but for those of you that don't, you know, it's pretty much just the world's preeminent volunteer service organization, really. That's pretty much what we're all about. You know, the Lions international motto is "We serve." So, and you know, so basically the way Lions is structured is that everyone, no matter where you are in the world, you know, every single Lion is a member of a club, you know, from international president all the way down to rank and file. And you know, clubs tend to be grouped into districts, and where we happen to be in what's called N5, that's New South Wales number 5. And districts are grouped into multiple districts. We happen to be in 201, and constitutional areas. No need to worry about that. And that's our nice little logo there. And generally speaking, Lions clubs tend to be geographical and in nature, and they like to focus on, you know, different things there, as you can see on the slide: diabetes, environment, hunger, vision, blindness. You know, that's generally what Lions is all about. But we're a different kind of club. Yes, we are quite different. So what is it? You know, what is the difference? Yeah, so obviously, simply put, it's a club where members serve the community they belong to. We are a fully chartered club that, you know, we have the right to use the Lions logo, and we obviously get their support. And we can tap into a worldwide network of members of the Lions Federation. And as I've pointed out, that while most Lions clubs tend to be geographical in nature, for example, you've got Lions Club of Lugano, Lions Club of Parramatta, Lions Club of Box Hill, whatever. Our club is what's known as a single cause club, and funnily enough, that cause just happens to be autism. And so shortly after we founded in 2018, we actually sat down and wrote down a mission statement. And I'll just go through them. We are dedicated to the advancement and empowerment of people on the autism spectrum. We seek to serve our community, engaging in volunteer projects that promote a culture of acceptance and enrichment. Our goal is to produce outcomes that result in practical improvements in the lives of neurodivergent individuals and groups. We respect and celebrate neurodiversity and value unique perspectives, whilst acknowledging amazing contributions that have been made to society by people on the spectrum. And finally, we are an inclusive and supportive network and seek to provide an environment that promotes acceptance, support, friendship, and connection to our members and community. Which is, all fine, nice, lofty ideals, that we should all really be aspiring to, And so, with that in mind, so there was an initial burst of interest. There's basically a whole bunch of us were recruited, and the way Lions clubs tend to start is that you tend to form as like a branch of an existing club, and we just happen to be supported by the Lions Club of Parramatta, ably supported by our guiding lion, John Copson, here tonight, and also Elvio Manzoni as well, a past district governor who's from Lugano, and they've been quite supportive and continue to support us to this day. Now, so somehow they managed to find 21 people. I wasn't part of the initial charge of finding people. I was kind of recruited by Christine Timmins. No longer a member, but she was our charter president. So we held our first meeting at Footprints, August 2018, and we celebrated our charter night in October as the first dedicated Lions club in Australia. And it was a very nice night. There's probably even a video of it somewhere on YouTube. I don't have the link, but I could probably share it with you later. It was very well attended and very well run and very memorable. I mean, there was art, there was videos, and there was a very nice cake. I mean, which some of you might have seen earlier tonight, which I still have a piece of in the fridge, and I might bring out again later tonight if you so desire to see the cake again. I mean, there was that initial burst of interest, but following the charter night, what happened was that it sort of tapered off, as active membership gradually fell. I mean, that's not to say we weren't active. As you heard earlier from Charbel tonight, we did actually stage a fair few events last year. We had an autism awareness stall in Parramatta, and Charbel and I together ran 2 Pokemon Go tournaments. I mean, which we, thanks to the Lions clubs of Oakley and Lugano for helping out with that as well. And yes, Plumtree also invited us as well, and me and Elia went to that, and we did what Lions do and served sausages, But yes, that's only a handful of us that were pretty much doing that for much of that year. I mean, it does beg the question, like, why do we exist? I mean, in Lions, we have a saying that when there's a need, there's a lion. I mean, that is to say, there was obviously a perception at some point that there was a need for dedicated support for people on the spectrum, hence, the idea of founding a club. And it was founded, with the best of intentions. But what good are intentions without a plan, I mean, we had all these wonderful intentions and stuff, but there wasn't any clear unified vision or real sense of purpose that, I mean, if there was, it certainly wasn't communicated to the rest of us, as far as I know, not in any consistent manner. I mean, and there's also the other aspect of as well. Now, I've personally been involved with student societies back at uni, so I kind of knew what it was like to run volunteer organisations. Like, this is before Lions. I mean, I only joined Lions in 2018, but a lot of us had, you know, didn't really have that experience, you know, and that's the thing about, you know, volunteer societies. You know, you have to give up your time. You have to be prepared to give up your time to run it. And so most of us are simply not prepared for that. And yeah, that mission statement I shared with you, very nice mission statement, but it's like, you know, we wrote it and never really looked at it. So, you know, in recent months, those of us that are still active, we sat down together, we thought about it a bit, and decided to do something about it. And the first thing we did was come up with a vision. And here it is. Get ready for it. This is my vision, our vision for the next year and possibly the coming years. I mean, to be the Lions Club that supports and unites the organizations and people that support and unite the autism community. And that is the crux of why I invited a whole bunch of community organizations tonight. This is, you know, it's squarely targeted at them, but obviously it's also targeted to all other interested parties as well. I mean, because you are the linchpin of this is the linchpin of our growth strategy. Yeah. So many diverse organizations here tonight. I mean, we've got a community flower studio. They're a little art group run by Bibiana Chan. Does a lot of, she can probably talk more about what they do, but suffice it to say, you know, it's, you know, very nice. And we have Reframing Autism here tonight, which is as far as I can tell, I mean, they have a very noble mission of, you know, people on the adults on the spectrum supporting, you know, people on the, yeah, say hello there. So you can talk, supporting people, you know, younger kids, you know. She can probably talk more about that in greater detail after the presentation as well. I mean, so many, and of course, you know, Three Bridges as well. They're here tonight too. I mean, so much diversity, you know, and some of these organizations aren't autism specific per se, but you're all unified by a common desire to help improve lives. You know, you're all passionate, experienced, knowledgeable people. You're all dedicated to the cause. You know, you're on the front line. You know what the issues are. I mean, we kind of need you. You're the eyes and the ears, you know, because it is through you, the organizations, that we hope to find worthwhile projects and worthy causes to support. And also in an indirect sort of way, direct and indirect way, potential future members. But here's the thing, you know, we want to work in tandem with you, not in competition with you. I mean, there's like so many sources of money out there, you know, grants and what have you. We don't want to be just another org competing with you. We want to work with you and want to develop a symbiotic relationship with you to help further your aims, which as a consequence will further our aims. You know, want to be a conduit, a platform for collaboration, so we can do amazing things together, creating new and powerful realities. You know, that's what Lions should be all about. I mean, that's what our club should be about. And so, yeah, what are our plans? So this is the thing. This is our overall blueprint for success here. You know, let us be autistic centric. You know, embrace the STEM. I'm literally embracing the STEM right now. I'm squeezing some baby bell wax. I'm steaming like crazy because I'm nervous. You know, but I mean, this is how this is how I'm getting through this. So let's talk about our autism. Let's embrace it. I mean, something I felt we haven't really done. Ironically, for a club that's all about the autism spectrum, it's not a thing we've been doing much of. So let's do more of that. You know, let's take our mission statement to heart. You know, let's pursue our vision of uniting with organizations, relentlessly. I mean, I know I've got my work cut out for me. I mean, I'm going to be approaching more and more organizations, believe you me. I mean, and let our gatherings and projects be purposeful and fun. And, we need to engage more with our membership and in turn, engage with the community and just keep the conversation going, If we just keep on, if we don't stop, we'll keep on growing, and we'll change things for the better. We will make a difference in our own way, and yes, here are some ideas as well. I mean, by the way, everyone here tonight are welcome to contribute their own ideas. I mean, there are just a few that we've thought of. Yes, some of which, as Ilya said, could feasibly be done online. Example, Autistic Hackathon. I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with the concept of the hackathon. It's like a technical type of competition where people come together and they're given a problem to solve, and they've got X number of hours to solve it, sometimes over several days, sometimes a weekend, and they work in teams to come together to solve a problem, to come up with novel solutions to problems, often using technology, and then they present it to a team of judges, which is a typical format. And yeah, I'm thinking, why don't we do like a neurodivergent kind of hackathon? I mean, let's do something similar of that nature. Let's find out what the problems are that face autistic people, Let's get them involved. Let's get them involved in the conversation. Let's get them to come up with solutions to their problem. I mean, this could be if done correctly, this could be a really transformative experience, and can actually change lives and give us more, more ideas for projects as well. It's a thing that we can build upon. Silent disco. I mean, that's an idea that our art director, I believe, Amy Forbes, came up with. I mean, yeah, you've probably seen those discos with the people wearing, headphones where they could, they can, tune into whatever song they want to dance to, and it's kind of amusing. I've never actually been to one, but it seems like a lot of fun, And yeah, more of these stalls. I mean, there's a fact. The wonderful thing about being in Lions clubs is that we can partner with other Lions clubs as well who run fairs and festivals. They basically give us a stall space for free, and there's not only the one in run by Lugano and Oatley. I mean, there's also a regular one in way out in Richmond that they run every month. Like, we could go there and we could do more of these Pokemon tournaments, or we could, I don't know, sell some of Community Flowers art or something like that. Or good way to connect with the community and raise some funds too. And I'm thinking of doing more of these kinds of meetings, every month. I mean, we can do like a mixture of Zoom meetings and social gatherings as time and conditions permit, But we should definitely do a balance of both, because some people actually prefer this mode of interaction. I mean, that's ideas for events. What about ideas for causes? Well, believe it or not, we've actually, with the money we've raised from our events last year, we've actually started a program of funding short courses at a little training centre, a registered training organisation in Sydney called Future Academy. Basically, the Autism Community Network sent some people over, and we paid for their first aid training, and we could be expanding upon that and doing more of that. Sensory playgrounds and other facilities. I mean, last year at one of our events, Lady Pop, approached us and told us about, seeking funds for a sensory playground for her primary school. She was like from a P&C group, if I can recall correctly. I mean, this is the sort of thing we should be funding. It'd be great. And And we should also be funding and supporting, creating them, perhaps peer support groups and art groups. Sometimes, these people, need a space to meet up, and some of them aren't free. So it'd be good to be able to, fund these sort of things. But yeah, all fine and good, but but ideas without people support them shall remain ideas forever. So begs the question, how can you help us? Well, there are 4 ways that you can help us. I mean, you can become a member, you can partner with us, you can, share information about us, or you can make a donation. Yeah, so get in touch with us if you or someone you know would like to join. I mean, maybe some of you here tonight, if I've sufficiently convinced you, might want to join tonight. And if the answer is yes, we'll send along a registration form. Membership is slightly high. I mean, $150 per annum seems like a lot, but it's kind of like a Netflix subscription, except, unlike with Netflix, you get the opportunity to put something back. You're more active than passive, and there are actually, and obviously, there are some people out there for whom 150 would still be a lot of money. Lots of people who would love to have as members who otherwise wouldn't be able to afford the fee. There are ways around it. I mean, some of us might be prepared to subsidize membership fees. I even heard from the Melbourne Lions as well that you could use NDIS funding, the social and community participation scheme, perhaps to cover, coming to meetings and participating. But there's so many ways. There are avenues that we can explore. And of course, if you're going to be a member of our club, you have to be an active member. So you do need to give up some of your time to help further the aims of our club. But here's the thing, we will not ask you to impale yourself on your commitments. We will not demand of you any more than you're able, because one of the cornerstones of Lions is that, family, work, other commitments, they always come first. So, you can partner with us. Just if you have any ideas of how we can partner with each other, get in touch, and yeah, let's take it from there. And here are some of our contact details as well. We have a website, you can email us, we have a Facebook group, we have Twitter, I think we even have Instagram as well, and an aforementioned YouTube channel, but which we might put more content on. But it's always, a good way to help us is obviously to share information about us. And of course, donations are always welcome. You can make a direct deposit into our activities bank account. Unfortunately, not tax deductible at this point in time. We are working on DGR status, and yeah, if anyone has any advice or tips on how to go through that process smoothly, do get in touch. But rest assured that all money in the account that you do donate will be reinvested one way or another back into the community, via our aforementioned projects. So yeah, how can we help you? I mean, that's the inverse question. So yeah, by partnering with us, you're tapping into a worldwide network of service-minded volunteers, like 1.5 million strong. I mean, and depending on the project, depending on how we partner with each other, you might be able to fund our project with funds from the LCIF, potentially, which is a fund that all clubs pay into and take out of as well. Sometimes they probably take more out than they put in, which is a bit of a problem, but And, you know, and here's the thing about lions, you probably don't really know too much about what we do, but you've definitely heard of us. We have our logo is distinct. Our logo is ubiquitous. We have brand recognition. So, you know, Lions has the halo effect as well. You know, we do good, and whenever they see lions, they're associated with goodness. So partner with us, you know, and it'll give your or a boost as well. And of course, you as a member. This is, I guess, this is squarely targeted towards the younger people. You know, especially those who are struggling to find work, especially in this day and age. Let me tell you, having any form of volunteering experience, but especially Lions volunteering experience, looks good on your resume. I mean, volunteering with us will give you job-ready skills, and volunteering, you know, makes you feel warm and fuzzy inside. But most importantly, you have at your disposal a dedicated membership core that are autistic. You know, I'm autistic, Charbel's autistic, Ellie's autistic, Amy's autistic. You know, we know what it's all about. You know, we have an innate understanding, and we'll support you. And we're open to all ideas, and we will not let you fail. So that's basically it. Thank you for listening. Questions, comments, praises, rebukes, and impassioned discussion are now welcome.